I can make a line plot with the horizontal scale marked off in whole number, half, or quarter units. So if you go back to the first lesson where we measured in whole, half, and quarter inches, you're basically taking those scales, collecting data, and then creating like a bar or a picture graph in a special form called a line plot. What a line plot is it's a number line that displays data like a bar graph and picture graph. Let me show you how we get to one. First, you start off with some data. Length of pencils. You have 1 inch, 1 1/4 inch, 1 1/2 inches, 1 3/4 inches, and 2 inches. And over here, just tallies that show me how many pencils I had that measured those lengths. So I had 1 pencil that was 1 inch long. I had 0 pencils that were 1 1/4 inch. I had 3 that were 1 1/2, 2 that were 1 3/4, and 5 that were 2 1/2 inches. So now these numbers, you're going to want to write these down and just rewind the video in a minute, and you're going to use these to create a line plot. Now the line plot is the number line. And on that number line you have the different increments, quarter, half, and whole units. 1 inch, 1/4 of an inch, 1 1/2 inches, 1 3/4 of an inch, 2 inches. Whole, quarter, half, quarter, whole. So all those parts of our learning target. Horizontal scale in the learning target, what that means is side to side. Generally you won't see many line plots that are up and down and building this way. You could, but when we talk about line plots, we're doing this. And notice this looks a lot like a bar and a picture graph, but you always use an X. There was 1 pencil that was 1 inch long, so I put 1 X over there. There was 0 that were 1 1/4, so I put no X's, I left it blank. Like in a bar graph, I would build a bar. In a picture graph, I would draw the right number of pictures. There's no scale or interval for this, there's no key. Each X represents 1 piece of data. Keep that in mind, that's how line plots work. 1 1/2 inch, you have 1, 2, 3 pencils. 1 3/4 inches, you had 1, 2 pencils. And finally at 2 inches, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you just take an X and put it over the unit that you had. So say I had 2 pencils that were 1 1/4 inch, I'd put 2 X's over there. Back to our learning target, I can make a line plot with the horizontal scale marked off in whole number, half, or quarter units. Now we're looking at the heights of flowers in this piece of data. You have 3 inches, 3 1/2, and 4 inches. And our line plot has 3 inches, 3 1/2, and 4 inches. 3 inches is 2, 3 1/2 is 4, 4 inches is 3. For 3 inches I put 2 X's, and for 4 inches I put 3 X's. How many X's should go over 3 1/2? So I left this one blank, and I want you to think about it based on this data. How many X's need to go here?